2025 has been a great year. I mean, we're excited that the momentum for tokenization of real estate is really starting to pick up. I mean, the new administration has passed the Genius Act, the Clarity Act. I mean, so all these, the Reg 121. So many initiatives now are in support of digital assets and tokenization that we don't have to explain to too many people what we're doing. Now people are calling us because they need it. They're becoming more acclimated into the fabric of business and real estate, and we're really excited about that. So the year has been really strong just because that momentum is in our back, and we're starting to get new projects on board. We have portfolios of industrial facilities coming on board. We have projects in main cities like Washington D.C. coming on board. So I'm excited because we're bringing billions of dollars of assets on chain, and we're going to continue to do that. And I don't see this slowing down. I see this continuing. So we're looking forward to 2026 as being another banner year for RedSwan. We're raising capital, and that's going well. We set out to do this year, I think we pretty much achieved. And I think that we're set up for a really strong year in 2026. So it's important for us to keep building our team, reinforcing our technology and our platform to make the customer journey very smooth from start to finish. And I'm extremely proud that we have the facilities now from start to finish to complete the journeys within RedSwan. We don't have to go out and sublet any of our business. I mean, everything is now internal. And I can say that very comfortably that we can take care of clients that want exposure to digital real estate. I mean, for the beginning of the year, we wanted to make sure that we were the first person to shout that the industry of real estate is being disrupted by tokenization, because people didn't realize that blockchain was such a powerful tool. And so we wanted to make sure we were the first ones to acknowledge the fact to the whole real estate industry that they should pay attention, because it's going to make a disruption into the billions and trillions of dollars in real estate. And so we wrote this report and showed how it affects every industry that involves real estate. For example, the REITs industry, the brokers who are selling real estate, how that business is going to be affected significantly as blockchain tokenization takes place. Less capital market buildings and activity would take place. As people like Blackstone who are acquiring real estate are going to realize that there's going to be less real estate to acquire, and they need to figure out how to get into the digital real estate so they have more opportunities with that digital real estate in terms of giving their shareholders liquidity, being able to sell whenever they want to sell, for them to be able to spread their money around and buy deeper by buying shares of properties as opposed to buying the entire property. So for people like Blackstone, for Starwood, for Tishman Speyer, this is a wake-up call. Let them know that, hey, pay attention, because if you don't, pretty soon you'll find yourself on the wrong side of the leaderboard, because those who are paying attention are jumping in right away, and they're learning how to do this. And I think that was really the impetus of creating that report. Yeah, we're very proud of our team members in our Red Markets division, which is our wholly owned broker-dealer division. We started off with 4 people who are licensed, and now we just added 2 more. 2 more of our members obtained their Series 7 license, their Series 82. I obtained my license this year as well, so our team has now grown to 6 members that are licensed, which is very important because now we have a broader way of doing business and a way of doing it so we're compliant with the SEC and FINRA. And so I don't think there are too many other blockchain companies that are selling securities that have the same size or larger. So I think I'm very proud of our team for making that a priority. That was a significant mandate that I issued to the company, is for anybody who wanted to get a license, we would sponsor and pay for them to get the license. And I'm so happy that many of our team members are taking advantage of that and getting their securities license so they can actually engage in the business and be able to make compensation. Another gentleman came on named Keith Meisner. He was actually my former boss at Cushman Wakefield, and he wants to join. He has joined our team. He's joined our advisory board. He has his license as well, and he wants to be able to, evangelize tokenization to his echelon of clients, and also to encourage other brokers who are in the real estate industry to get their license and join RedSwan to help sell the kind of digital products that we're bringing to the table. So we're really growing through this exposure, and I think that's going to help us quite a bit. As volume is coming in, we have enough people to help carry the weight and distribute the product around the world. So it's really exciting to have licensed members, because you can get a lot of trouble if you're selling, digital securities without a license. Rice University brings on interns once a year as exchange students. So they came out and they asked if we wanted to take on, one intern for the year, just to, follow a startup company and see how we operate as part of their education. And so we agreed to, but it turned out that one became 4. So we wound up getting 4 interns to help with our business. But we basically took it on as a challenge to educate them without having to make them go through a regular curriculum, just following what we're doing day to day. I think it was pretty fascinating for them. They learned a lot, and we enjoyed them a lot as well. And they gave us a lot of their skill sets in terms of knowing how to do research, understanding how AI works and how we can incorporate that into our business. So it was a two-way street in terms of benefits, and I hope that we get a chance to do that again next year. It's important. You learn, and the team learns, because when you see new people come in, you're apprehensive because you know what they're going to bring to the table. But then when you see what they're bringing to the table, you realize you can learn something from them as well. So it really made everyone step up their game, because they're seeing these sharp graduate students come in and join our team, and they were there on a full-time basis, except for maybe one day a week they had to go to class. And for us, it gave a lot of motivation. It was a jolt of excitement for the team, because this fresh, motivated guys are coming into our team, and we really enjoyed that. And we had a big celebration when they left, but it was, I think, something every company should do, is bring on some interns. The next generation is very crucial to becoming our future customers and even our current customers. So we had an event where we invited a lot of the college students from University of Houston, from Rice University, and also from Southern University here to Houston and our main office, to talk about what we're doing with tokenization, to show them a little bit about literacy with regards to finances and how real estate ownership can be possible for them. We realize this next gen is inheriting a lot of capital, starting over the next 10 years, almost $84 trillion. And so it's very important for them to understand what we're doing, but also to really engage. So we're planting that seed for the future. I think the events like that one really benefited, because they were able to get front and center with us, ask questions. We had AMAs where they can ask us almost anything. Why would the family offices and the high net worth individuals be interested in the NextGen event? It's because the NextGen is their offspring. They're the ones inheriting their wealth. They're going to be transferring those asset bases to their sons and daughters, and they need to be educated, and they have to be able to do it their way, right? I mean, for them to be going to Charles Schwab or to Merrill Lynch and sit down with an advisor who's 65, 75 years old and talking about their goals and objectives, that's really not the way they look for doing things in the next gen. They're more tech-oriented. They're looking at their mobile devices. So I think it was really important for us to help bridge that gap between the baby boomers, who are, the wealthy, demographic in the world today, and see that transition to their next gen, which is their offspring, who's going to be inheriting all this. Can they make good decisions? Do they understand how to take real estate and make it better, enhance it with technology? So these are some of the things we talked about at that NextGen event, because the more they get involved in buying digital real estate and having exposure to digital real estate, the more they're going to be buying and trading and creating that liquidity and creating that new type of ownership, and also new type of ways of creating more wealth with digital security. So it was very important. It was a very successful event, and we're looking to do another one in 2026. Yeah, our October 8th reveal event was very special. We put a lot of time into planning that event. It was kind of a outreach of what we have done in terms of accumulating a lot of assets that have been tokenized, and that was a way for us to actually showcase all those events to our customers which are property owners, to our investors, who for the first time get a chance to actually be in an asset that's been tokenized. And it was just ironic that it was in Manhattan, where they actually could look out the window and be in the midst of the high rises in Manhattan and be able to look at a property that they can actually own. And it's just real when you're actually sitting in the property as opposed to looking at pictures. So that was a very, very well curated event where we brought all the use cases together and all the characters in our ecosystem together to actually witness firsthand what a live tokenized asset looks like. And it went really well. And I think the response afterwards was also very positive for RedSwan. We have two DLT partners in the blockchain space. One is Hedera and one is Stellar. And each of them have their signature event each year. And for example, Stellar had their event in Rio de Janeiro this year, and they invited us to speak on several occasions at the event so we can enlighten their audience about tokenization and real world assets and income generating type of projects that are tokenized. Because we've locked these assets called TVL, total value locked, on the blockchain, means that these assets are now available for people in the Web3 industry to actually buy in a democratized fashion. So having us come to the event and speak on our intellect and on our content and also showcase some of the things that have tokenized was a great way for us to kind of relate to that ecosystem, both at the NextGen event for Hedera, but also at the Meridian event for Stellar. Yeah, they're trying to create awareness. They're trying to make sure that their customers are aware of the different types of assets that are brought on chain. Right now, if you want, you can buy NFTs, you can buy cryptocurrency, but having the ability to buy, fractional shares of digital real estate, having the ability to buy digital treasuries, digital money market funds, they try to bring those components into their events so people can see the diverse opportunities of investment vehicles that can be done with cryptocurrency. Everyone is moving in the direction of digital assets, and I think anyone who's interested in learning more and seeing the beautiful assets we have should come to our website. We have a brand new website. I didn't mention that, but it's been totally revamped. It's much easier. We now have the ATS, which is now the exchange, so that they can get liquidity and do trading on the secondary level. So come to our website at RedSwan.io and take a look at what we have. Be a member of our community and start taking advantage of digital exposure.